Alright guys, another kayak adventure here. Came out of this like a few days ago and actually caught several kind of smaller bass, but the conditions today are way nicer, so we'll see if we can get some bigger ones. Got one. All right. Healthy fish. Okay guys, I'm still kind of fishing around the little dock that I launched at. Just caught one fish. Pretty healthy little fish actually. A bit of Texas rig senko, same thing I was catching them on 2 days ago when I came out here. Still pretty calm out here, which is good. It's got me thinking about maybe checking out some other spots. When it gets windy and the current picks up here, it's difficult to reach a few of these areas on this lake from a kayak, but I don't know, I might give it a try. We'll see. I fished the area where I caught the fish last time, which is to the right of the little dock area I launched in. I didn't get anything. Come over here to the left and immediately caught a fish. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know if that's, the fish have really moved, or that was just, it's just how it went down, but we'll see. I'm gonna fish around here and see what we got going on. All right. Oh, he's barely hooked. All right, guys, so I was moving to a new area and I was just trolling a little crankbait behind the kayak and picked this guy up here. Oh. Sit still. Almost looks like a spot a little bit with those markings. You guys will have to let me know in the comments what you think on that. Kind of hard to tell at this size, and colors aren't real distinct, but if you look on the side there, it almost looks like a spot. Yeah, I figured that out already. All right, got one. That's a pretty good one. back in the water. Here, let's do this. Feisty. Looks pretty good. Fish, might snap a quick photo of him. We back out of this area for a second. All right, guys, I do this about once a year, but I'm gonna go over my senko setup real quick. Green pumpkin 5-inch senko. It's on a 4-aught EWG worm hook. That's a Gamakatsu hook. I use an 1/8 ounce tungsten weight. I think that's a Strike King weight. I fish fluorocarbon. I think this is either 14, actually no, this is 15 pound, I think. 15 pound fluorocarbon. And this is a Shimano 201 HG reel. It's on a G Loomis 7-foot heavy action rod. You do not need that to throw the senko. It's actually probably better to throw it on a little wider setup, medium heavy rod. And you can get away with just the regular worm hooks. You don't need EWG. I buy those because I throw creature baits on the same exact hook. And since they work fine on the senko, I just buy, you know, 1 pack and use them for both. That's the only reason I do it. That's this setup here. I've got a couple other combos, and they're similar. Medium heavy and high speed reel is pretty much the standard. You can throw them on a medium action rod too. A lot of guys do that. A lot of guys actually throw them on spinning gear. So you can throw it on really whatever you're comfortable. I think the main secret, though, at least in my case, is using this little tiny weight. So I'm getting pretty close to weightless action, but I've got enough weight to preserve some of the Texas rig properties of it, I guess you could say. So I'm kind of in between there with that tiny weight, between a weightless and a Texas rig type of action. And then when I fish it, this is a shallow lake, so I usually target something. So there's a little lay down over there. I cast out, let it sit for a little bit. I'll reel in my slack a little bit, and I'll drag it just a little bit on the bottom. And then sometimes I'll just kind of twitch it like that. And they usually hit this thing when it's sitting still. It's a pretty easy bait to fish with. And certain lakes like this one, they love this bait. It works year round here. I don't know what it is. I try to do videos fishing other baits, and sometimes they'll get on a crankbait bite here, sometimes they'll get on a topwater bite, but the Texas rig senko is just, it's a great bait for this lake. So I'll throw it quite a bit. That's pretty much all there is to it. Alright guys, wind and the current's picked up a little bit now, so I'm kind of headed back. I'm about to go through the area where I hooked those fish trolling those, so we'll see if we get lucky and hook another one through there. And then I'm going to fish the dock area again too. That area is usually pretty solid, so let's see if we get them. We got another little one here. Barely felt them on there. Yeah, this fish was so small, I barely felt them on there. Alright, I'm going to try to fish this dock area again here. That's where I caught the first fish. He's barely hooked. Little fish. Alright guys, we're headed out right now. Successful day in the water. What do we end up with? I think we caught 6. Had a couple get away. But yeah, solid day for the kayak. We're going to head back in. Caught most of them on the senko, but I did catch some trolling with the crankbaits, so that was pretty cool. Always fun to get some of those extra bites that you normally miss if you weren't doing that. So that's you know, always a cool thing to do. This is the first kind of longer kayak trip I've done this year. I've only been going out for just a couple hours, and I was probably out for about 3.5 hours this time. So not a super long trip, but you know, longer than I have been doing. It's been really windy here. It seems like every time I want to take the kayak out. The fish have been biting. They've cooperated, but you know, the other conditions have just been tougher. So that's made it you know, difficult on us for the kayak stuff. But it was nice and calm today for most of it. The current didn't really get going till the end there, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, if you guys are doing some fishing out there, good luck to you. We'll keep putting out videos here. Hopefully keep catching some fish. Take it easy.